Good afternoon once again. It's 2:35. Welcome to the special Hot Topic segment for today. It's been a while since I've been on the Hot Topic. It's been a couple of weeks, a month to be precise. So I've missed out on the juicy topics that you guys have been dissecting. Now today's very interesting because this is something that we've come to see in this day and age. Last year or so, or the beginning of this year, I remember actually sharing a story that I came across on social media where someone decided to tell us a story, and this happened to their very close friend. Now, this person that, put out this story is also a medical doctor, and her friend is a medical doctor. And this is what she happened to write. She said, and I quote, "If you have jackpot plans, be mindful of what you tweet." Today, they denied my doctor friend visa to Australia for a scholarship that she won for her master's in public health because of a thread she made about homosexuality 3 years ago. They said she's homophobic. The tweet was not even hateful. She was just outlining dangers of homosexuality and warning people against it. They termed it homophobia. She spent over 3 years working for this scholarship. Where will she even start from? Jesus Christ, though. Now, this brings us to today's question. Our hot topic is this. Should a person's social media page be used as a form of assessment? Assessment of any type whatsoever, be it a job, be it visa, getting into a relationship with someone. Should a person's social media page be used as a form of assessment? So, ladies, we know that social media is a communication channel for majority of the world. This is our new normal right now. People are putting their lives, their thoughts, creating personas, creating a brand, creating an image on social media. It's also a means of income generation for some people. So do you think that this place called social media, which is both work and play, should be used as a form of assessment?
Yes.
In any case?
Yes.
Why do you think so?
Because people say, oh, it's just Twitter. Ooh, I'm just playing. But they forget that people actually engage in conversations on there. You respond to people. How can you just be playing if you jump on a tweet about, let's say, rape? And you're there in the comments being a rape apology saying, but what was she going to go and do there? Is that just Twitter? It's your mind. It's you're voicing your thoughts online. That's what Twitter is. So we tend to forget that, even if you're trying to form a persona or whatever for social media, your real thoughts will still filter through when you're having conversations about issues and with other people as well. So it's never just social media.
And what about you?
I use that. I use it to assess for certain situations, not for all situations, especially work-related situations. Typically, when we're hiring for managers or people at the middle management level, with regards to the establishments we work for or we provide services for, anyone who's ever been interviewed by us would tell you that we would always ask for their social media handles. We do, and to be honest, it's actually since we started asking for it, which is about 3 years ago, we've actually never come across anybody yet who's a bit awkward online.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that when you check it, it's just some of them aren't even very active. Some of them become active after they've been engaged and because they have to handle certain things that have to do with that. And even the ones that are active, we've never really had issues with them. But my friend who's in HR has come across nightmarish people.
Wow. And
there's a particular blog type thing on Instagram so it's quite popular that she said that in fact
she see them commenting.
One of the hires was there fighting, cursing out and all of that. Some people will tell you that that it's personal, but she had a small side business and was using, how they use the handles, they don't care which handle because she had already listed that she was so those kind of things. My friend said they've seen all sorts. Wow. And also with that, that stage that me at my age, I'm tired. I just want to fly over that stage, getting to know stage of, when you meet a guy.
Starting from the beginning.
Me, I'm tired.
What are your likes and your dislikes?
Maybe because somebody said if I have to tell one more person my favorite color,
I'm old again.
I'm done.
Because I want to jump that stage and just get into the, nitty gritty of everything.
Yeah.
Guys, me, I did check. If the guy tells me he's active on social media, if at whatever point of the conversation or the conversations, me, I did go check.
Sharply.
I'm telling you, I
Standard.
did go check.
Okay.
And then especially when it comes to social issues with those kind of people. Because you may not be like-minded, but uncle, if every day you're on social media fighting with bots.
That's embarrassing.
Fighting with bots.
Your
cussing people out.
Your boyfriend.
Then they will not be telling you. There's somebody who has to say, it's not Ayana's husband.
Ayana, come on, got your
And then
husband
don't forget
fighting on
that.
Twitter.
Don't forget that.
terrible.
Moving on, at some point, he's not going to have a name anymore. It's going to be Ify's husband, Kel's husband, or Ayana's husband. He won't have a name.
So please,
So please let everybody go and bear their father's name.
reflection of me. So
But also for
ladies,
security
better.
reasons as well.
Okay.
It's important. What if you have a fanatic on your hands?
That's very true.
What if you have an extremist on your hands? And the person would gladly accept a bomb to blow up your establishment or whatever.
That's a good
I
point.
know that I'm going to the extreme.
No,
but
no. But these are some of the things that
Yes.
we take a
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
though.
So-
but ladies,
Yeah.
just in terms of,
Yes.
especially, let's take it to the workplace, for instance. Now, some might say, what does her, number one, maybe sexual preference or decision to be scantily clad on social media have to do with the quality of work that she's bringing to the workplace? So, just taking a look at things from that context, how do we marry, how does that influence the person's quality of work if you decide to hire them?
it's when it comes to things like sexual preference or what the person decides to wear in their free time, I don't think that should be used to measure their competence. Now, what you would be looking at on their social media is where their head is at when it comes to social issues. If they're accepting of other people's faith, for example, if they're racist, if they're tribalistic, and those are things that I believe that any serious corporate body would not want to be represented as, because they see their staff or their employees, as an extension of what the company is, of the company's representation of the company's values. So things like sexual preference, what they wear, what they eat, or whatever. That's I think that's just surface things. I think the most important things is what kind of people are they internally.
So where do we draw the line? Because it's easy for us to say, think there are some things that are mundane. You say things like sexual preference, like what's your business? But remember, the people that are making these assessments are also human beings that have their own prejudices as well.
Okay,
So how then do we draw the line between what should be taking a look at on someone's social media page? What do we make as an official form of assessment when we are bringing social media into question?
I think it depends on the organization to start with. It depends on what role you're going to play within the organization to also go with. But whatever my prejudices may be, I cannot bring it and I cannot foster it onto the candidate. There would, like you said, I don't like, there's going to be criteria. For instance, every time I see you on popular posts, you're arguing with someone. This is when people can't even see you because you're hiding behind your keyboard. And I'm only seeing you because I'm interviewing you.
Exactly.
Do you understand? If for every time you're always jumping, and we are, how should I put it? We're a brand that protects, certain ideals and certain, objectives. And every time you jump on these fights, you're portraying otherwise. Basically, even the fights, even your language within those fights, basically don't even portray those ideals. And it's usually worse if the person is prominent, as opposed to maybe he's one back office person, somebody in admin that you probably would never hear of. If you're prominent, it's a problem. For instance, you guys are on radio now, and you work for Megalectrics. There's certain things you can't put out there.
Of course.
Whether Megalectrics is not a dictatorship. They allow people do
Of course.
what they want to do.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, you also have to borrow yourself sense.
Of course.
That there's certain things you will not put out there because people have, married you with an organization
Of course.
that's known for its professionalism, that's known for its objectivity. and then you now jump and they're like, auntie. Or Chidi sees those tweets or something. I was just like, whoa! She's the HR person, by the way.
Yeah, she is. All right, guys, in case you're just tuning in, this is our special hot topic segment. And our question is, should a person's social media page be used as a form of assessment? Please feel free to join the conversation. You can send a tweet at Lagos Talks 913. Please ensure that you use the hashtag #TheDishLagos so that we can see your tweet and read it out. If you want to give us a call, it's 0809 234 5913, 0809 222 0913, 01515 0913, 01515 1913. Lagos Talks, good afternoon. Who's speaking, please?
Good afternoon, Ify, the butterfly.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, this is Ademi. I get confused. Is that was that Kel or Zena?
Kel. Kelly.
Kel, because your voice, both of you sound very alike. I was confused, but that was quite cerebral. Good afternoon, Kel. Good afternoon to
My name is
I think Wama is there.
My name is Ayana.
Ayana. Long time no here.
Okay, but I was here on Wednesday, Mr. DM. Last week Wednesday.
Oh, my sweetheart.
It was
Thank
only Friday, I didn't come.
Well, basically, I think that's a very cerebral contribution from Kel.
Okay.
The social media, you see, three things are measured, in HR, as he has said. The cognitive, you have the affective, you have the psychomotor. Psychomotor cannot be measured, online, although if you can do some tests, it can be measured. But mostly your affective domain, which is your character, can be measured on the social media. The choice of language, the way you express yourself, and so on and so forth, your ideas, and so all of these. I mean, I got a job, a very big job, on the through the internet, for example, just because of the contribution that I've always made. To a professional platform, and I was shocked, and they approached me and gave me a big job. So this happened. So, and it's already being used. So it's not a question of whether it could be used or not. It's already being used, and people must be careful as to how they put themselves out there in public space.
Okay.
Because in public space, you must contribute. You must communicate very effectively, concisely, and also without abusing people and so on and so forth. People do that a lot in our society, and it is already being used, and people ought to be, especially our youth, so that they can rise, beyond this country and go out there. I think we should educate our folks so that our lives can be better. Now, how do you feed 9 kids with 2 breasts?
I did like this just went from 0 to 100.
Jesus did it. Jesus Christ did it
so much.
with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Thank you very much.
But you know what? I never thought of that, Oh my goodness. Let's take this Lagos.
So we're live as well, so you can join me on my IG page. Yeah.
Lagos Talks, good afternoon. Who's speaking?
You have it, Ebuka.
All right, Ebuka, let's hear you.
Okay. Some is very sensible. You just want to like Diana. Let it to the borrow themselves. Just to borrow themselves. You said?
Share what I called you now, Ebuka. I said Omo Onicha.
Onicha guy and a smart guy. So
oh yeah, like very
smart guy.
Very.
And like me, I
what Omata? What Omata?
Omata like I don't really know, but
it's like area boy, isn't it? Area boy.
Okay. You see, I sabi your language small. Inkita, I know. Don't even let me start.
Don't kill me, please.
Honestly, so he's very sensitive. People growing themselves, knowing what to put out there and what not to. Then, like WhatsApp and other social media, these things. But there is introvert, extrovert. Like me, I don't talk too much. But I know I talk. Just to say, one is sensible. You know when to play. You know when to get
serious and other things.
Okay.
So judging people based on social media, I want to know them personally. I agree with that.
All right, let's get on WhatsApp for a second. This is coming from a listener saying there's no way you're getting a job at my company if I check your Twitter account and see you're expressing support for someone like Baba Jesha or Boko Haram. No way. This is from Tony Sanusi saying, good afternoon, ladies. Social media should be the best avenue to assess people's real character and personality. Whenever I'm dealing with a person for the first time, I usually take my time to go through their social media platforms to see their opinions on some issues. This one is coming from Sam from Ikoyi saying, good afternoon, ladies. It's a very good conversation. Should social media posts and records be used as a basis for assessing people? My answer is maybe. Deciders or organizers will decide what they want to use as assessment. And that's absolutely their choice to make. What can we do? Be careful about what you post and do not hide under the umbrella of catching crews. Once it's insensitive, please steer clear. For instance, do you know the popular renewal of NSAS was recently badly dragged for her previous insensitive post on female molestation?
I saw
She
that.
has since apologized, though. How about Pantami's case? That term, I am not what I post, is absolutely senseless and pretty dangerous as well. This is from Leo saying, I'm very, very much in support of it. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. This way, people would also learn to speak properly and engage their thinking, thoughts in dealing with issues when it becomes to public issues, rather. But the danger is that we will end up having silent killers and pretenders walking around us. This is from Don Azubike saying, I believe it should be used as a form of assessment. Your words, spoken and written, are representatives of your ideals and your convictions. Your social media handles are an extension of a person. It's also important to note that people who also speak harshly and clad scantily also get jobs from social media as well. Now, ladies, just taking a look at some of the things that have been, put forward and said. Do you think that this would now begin to take away from that freedom that comes with social media? Because from the onset, this was a platform that was created, for leisure, to have fun, meet people in different parts of the world, be free, show people your lifestyle. Do you think that that is going to take away from the freedom that people would naturally get from social media?
No, I don't think so. As long as your fun is not offensive. Because some people can't have fun or crack jokes unless it's something offensive. So I think it's a good thing, it helps people to... It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing because then if people start hiding more, it'll be harder for us to fish out the dodgy people.
The thing is,
but then it's a good thing so that people will learn.
But you see, the thing is, there's so long, you can hide for only so long.
Yeah, very
And you can pretend for only so long. And we've seen that over and over again on social media when you think somebody's a good person or somebody's a decent folk person, but somehow they do something which is really their core, which is really who they are, and we find out. So you can only pretend for so long. For instance, especially when you see those fights on those comment section, when people start to fight, the person won't, the person's trying to be civil, and then somebody now goes, your mama or your papa or something, and then you see the dragons come out. So you can't really pretend for too long on anything, really, as far as I'm concerned. Although some people would beg to differ, especially when it comes to a certain gender.
All right, this is coming from Zook Radio saying, if you're going to judge me by my social media posts, especially Twitter, then you might lose out on getting hold of a diamond. I'm completely different from my online persona. I'm socially and politically conscious, but I drag people when they mess up. Interesting. All right, let's take this. Lagos Talks. Good afternoon. Who's speaking?
Good afternoon to everybody in the studio.
Good afternoon.
This is Benga. I'm calling from Ogudu.
Hi, Benga. Welcome.
From Ogudu.
Yes, welcome back, Ify.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I actually think the social media is the first place to go to.
Interesting.
Because I think it's one of the places people actually go to say what they actually really think.
Sure.
Because of the kind of immunity they think the anonymity offers them. I think a lot of people get on social media thinking, I can actually say what I think without any consequences. So they actually say what they think. So I think people are much more real on social media than you would think they are. And as for the example you gave, the homophobic thing is a typical example. I mean, there are some organizations, for example, who are for inclusivity, and who don't want somebody who is homophobic in their organization. And I'm pretty sure if you had asked that person in a face-to-face interview, the answer would have been different from what she actually put on social media. So I think it's actually a very, very good place to go because of how free people are to express themselves. So you actually get to know the real them on social media.
Alrighty. Thank you very much for your take. This one is coming from... So Patrick is saying that Omata actually means Onitsha Market Traders Association, but they call every trader in Onitsha Omata.
I think there was a link between Omata and Onitsha.
That's interesting. I always thought it was like, streets guy, like area person.
I've actually dated somebody from Onitsha.
Oh,
I remember
really?
that, yeah. That was
okay.
a lingo that I'd heard, even amongst his people, yeah.
This is coming from a listener saying, good afternoon, Ife. Good afternoon, Kel and Diana.
Okay.
This is from Francis, actually. Ife, glad to have you back. Thank you. I think people say their mind on social media because of the no holds barred nature of this platform. It is needed. It is indeed, I beg your pardon, a place to check people's character out and will definitely help HRs to look out for whatever they're looking for, good or bad. This is from J. Olayinka saying, what's the difference between judging someone based on his or her past social media comments, especially if it doesn't align with another person's social beliefs and political opinions? Isn't that cancel culture? So just taking a look at some people that maybe posted certain things a long time ago. Now, we've seen instances where maybe movie stars, for instance, they dig up old tweets of them and all of a sudden their employers drop them. Exactly. And in this case of this young woman that was seeking admission or a visa to Australia, the tweet or the thread was 3 years ago. Yeah. So do you think there should also be like a timeline of where they should check, from what year to what year? Or do you think they should go as far as they please? Because where do we then draw that line? Knowing, she might have grown or she might have matured or he might have changed. Do you think that whilst this assessment is going on, they should dig as much as they can dig up, or is there a specific time frame that they should check?
That's an interesting question you asked, because typically when we do the search, we use some keywords. Typically. And whatever comes up within that, once you type in the search bar certain words or certain phrases, the person has used them before, it'll pop up. I think you should dig back. You should dig back as far as you can. And when you find certain things, also give them the ability to probably defend or not, or undefend it, as the case may be. I'm not sure when it comes to certain beliefs that people actually really change.
Yeah.
I'm not certain. We may pretend that we're politically correct sometimes, but those beliefs they're innate.
Yeah.
They're like, it's almost like second skin to you, But I don't know. I really don't have a cogent answer.
Yeah, let's take this one. Lagos Talks, good afternoon. Who's speaking? Hello? Who's speaking?
This is Val.
Okay, Val.
Yeah,
It's a bit muffled. Thank you very
Ayana, good
much.
afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
In my view, a true character of the through the social media. Somebody's perception can be assessed. Somebody's reactionary or manner can be assessed. His impact can be assessed. His true skills may not be really assessed. His personality may not really be assessed, except you have direct contact with the person. So it's a bit limited. So I think for you to have more information about the person, it's good to track back to have more information about the person's kind of perception, what he has, because social media will give you different responses to different particular situations at every point in time. So you can assess and tell the manner in which the person can think, how he roots his own thinking and all that. So that can be assessed, but the social character can't assess except direct contact.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Elvis is saying social media should just be a guide to how you try to understand people's character. However, it shouldn't be the ultimate judge of character.
Nobody said it was.
This is coming from Ima saying, yes, especially for Gen Z people on Twitter and Naira Land who think they are savage when they throw insults. Did someone insult you? All right, thank you for that one. This is coming from Suzuki. I think I've actually read this particular tweet out. Let's take this last call and then we'll wrap up. Lagos Talks, good afternoon. Who's speaking?
I said let me call and talk to Ify for a long time now. Ify, how are you? Where have you been now?
I've been away, but I'm back.
Yeah, let me greet the ladies in the house. Ayana, good afternoon, my sister. How are you?
Good afternoon, comrade. How are you, sir?
Yes, we need to give Kelly a very something that is will make make her very happy. She actually, did very well. Though I didn't used to call, but she did fantastically well. Yes,
Thank you.
honestly, we need to give it to her. At a point, I was scared. I said, "Let it not be a case of Sadiq here." But hearing your voice here now, I'm very happy.
No, I'm here.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please, yes, fact check this news I see this afternoon. Is it true that Melinda, the wife of Bill Gates, they filed divorce? Is it true?
Oh yes, they've both decided to go their separate ways.
What happened? There is money now.
Money is not everything, clearly.
It's a case to study, because if there is money, then what could have happened in between them now?
A whole lot more.
Comrade, sir.
A whole lot more.
I honestly believe you're married. It's
Okay,
one of the
maybe
only
you
reason
guys,
why
let
people will
me
be tied
pause here.
together.
You guys will bring it up maybe one of these days.
Okay, no problem. We'll definitely bring it up. It's 2 minutes past 3, guys. We need to wrap this up right here, right now. I believe that my only fear when it comes to using social media as a form of assessment is the case where individuals, anything that happens to, involve individuals is always flawed, where individuals bring their own prejudices. I believe that, in making assessments, it's always best when you're being objective. Subjectivity should come in every now and then. However, to what extent should you be subjective? Because if you allow it or throw it open to maybe members of the HR department to decide based on either their whim or based on either their own preferences, and maybe certain things that they see people tweet about that doesn't necessarily align with their own way of thinking, I feel like it's like opening the door wide open to unfair assessment, so to speak. But if there is a list of criteria specifically that they are using to make this assessment, saying these are the specific things that we're looking for on this social media page, not just randomly going through the page and then, he doesn't like fried yam, and maybe that probably rubs you off a different way. I feel like there should be a guide. There should always be a guide so that it can limit people's subjectivity, so that it doesn't bring in their prejudices and end up giving people an unfair assessment. So if there's a list of criteria that they are using as a guide to go through these people's social media pages, I believe that will be a more fair approach to using social media as a form of assessment. Ladies, thank you so much, as always.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure having you in the studio.
Pleasure being
Before
here.
saying goodbye, any words?
Have a great week. Or have a great Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I was already looking forward to the end of the week. But I was going to say have a great weekend. So have a great Wednesday. And please be careful out there. Keep yourself safe. You know what it is going on right now in our country, Nigeria. Don't be a statistic. Please try. And another thing, somebody mentioned to me yesterday, and I think we've discussed this on the show before. Please, no matter how old you think you are, always let someone know where you're at any given time. Please, it's very important.
That's very true.
It's very, very important. Please, guys, even if you're old, whatever, let people know. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ayana Bijou. That's AYANA BIJOUX. On Facebook at Ayana Bijou. That's Ayana Bijou, 2 words. Cheerio.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kel Online. It's my handle everywhere. Try to be a good person so you don't have to pretend on social media.
I like
is
that.
what I would say.
That's fabulous. All right, guys. Thank you so much to everyone that was a part of our special Hot Topic segment for today. For those who missed out on today's episode, you can check it out on our YouTube page, Lagos Talks 913. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Remember to watch our videos, like, comment, and share the videos. Now, our Hot Topic segment comes up on Wednesdays from 2:30 to 3 p.m. Make it a date with us. You can reach out to me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ify_I. That is IFY_I. Now, don't forget to follow Lagos Talks across all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Lagos Talks 913. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. The midday show isn't over. There's 2 more coming your way. Stick around.